Okay, hi everybody. This is the Math 20-1 Trigonometry Review. This is question 16. And again, this is a good question here. The first part here says, if sine of theta is equal to negative 4 over 7. Now again, before I keep reading here, what is that telling me? Well, we've seen recently that we are now defining the sine ratio to be equivalent to the y-coordinate of the point on the terminal arm over the radius, or the distance from that point to the origin, okay? That's kind of our new definition of sine. So when I compare that to this, and this is a little bit more complicated than the previous question because now there's a negative there. Now, remember that r, by definition, has got to be positive, so that negative can really only be associated with the numerator. So what this tells us is that the y-coordinate is negative 4, the r value is going to be 7. At least the values of those variables. That's what that's telling us. Now keep reading. And cosine is negative. Okay, well if cosine is negative, we know based on the cast rule, and I cannot believe I just did that. I can't believe I just did that. Oh my goodness. In my head, I knew that cosine was positive in the first quadrant cast. And so can't believe I wrote that. If cosine is negative, that has to be in either in quadrant 2 or 3 here. But remember, we just discovered that the y-coordinate is negative. So if I'm in quadrants 2 or 3, because cosine is negative and the y-coordinate is negative, that has to be quadrant 3. So that's what this little bit of information is telling us. This little bit of information is pushing us towards quadrant 3. Now the question is, what's the exact value of tangent? Okay, well let's draw this thing out. We know that it's in quadrant 3, coming around to here. Okay, here's our theta. And we know, based on the information given to us previously, that the y value is negative 4 and that the r value is 7. Okay, so now what we got to do here, obviously, we want to figure out what the x-coordinate is in order to figure out what tangent is. So what we got to do here is apply the Pythagorean Theorem to this. And we already know r is 7 here, so this is going to be 49 is going to equal 16 plus x squared. Okay, so now that's the r squared is equal to the y squared plus x squared. So I'm going to bring that over and I'm going to get 33 is equal to x squared. Kind of an awkward number, but we get that x is equal to, now when I solve this right here, this could be plus or minus root 33. But the truth is, because I know this is in the second quadrant, I know that it's not positive. I know that this has to be negative root 33. Now, I have enough information to find the tangent. Tangent is equivalent to the y-coordinate over the x-coordinate. We already know that y is negative 4, and I just discovered that x is negative root 33. So this is going to become negative 4 over negative root 33. Okay, the negatives will cancel each other out, and then I will rationalize. I might not have to do that later on, but for now it's not a bad thing to practice rationalizing. And we get that the tangent of theta is equal to 4 root 33 over 33.